Do you ever notice that narcissists are especially drawn to religion? Which might seem like an oxymoron because religion is all about practicing virtues that narcissists clearly don't have and are not looking to cultivate. Yet, there are so many narcissists that show up in churches and houses of worship, in ministries and humanitarian organizations. Now, I'm not saying that people who lead such ministries are narcissists, but that there is a rather high number of narcissists who flock to these places. In this video, I'm going to share 10 reasons why narcissists love religion and flock in huge numbers to religious institutions in a similar way that moths flock to a flame on a candle. Now, first, before we get into it, for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Shaneen Megji. Welcome to my channel on Toxicity is Not Your Destiny, where I create videos to help you navigate toxic relationships in your life from a biblical, practical, and spiritual perspective. So if you'd like to receive regular content from me on this subject, take a moment right now, click that subscribe button and click that bell, because I'm going to be bringing you videos on a regular basis to help you, to empower you to navigate those toxic relationships in your life. So without further ado, let's dive into the topic. So here's the thing about religion. Religion provides a ready-made context that can feed into the unhealthy things that narcissists crave the most. A narcissist has an insatiable need for admiration, affirmation, and validation, all of which are their drug of narcissistic supply. They believe themselves to be superior and grandiose. They're arrogant, they lack empathy, they're exploitative, they have unreasonable demands of people. These are all traits that are opposite from the traits of Jesus Christ, and yet a religious context is often the most optimal place for a narcissist to freely practice their narcissism while appearing virtuous or pious. So I'm going to share with you 10 insights into why narcissists love religion and how they use it to serve their own purposes. It's important to understand these things because Jesus warns his followers to beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. Hopefully, these 10 insights will help you hack into whether or not you're dealing with a true follower or true shepherd or minister of Christ, or a narcissist who is posing as one of these roles instead of being there to serve. So here goes. The first reason why narcissists love religion is because of the abundance of narcissistic supply that could be had. It's a reality. There is so much narcissistic supply to be had in religious settings. And narcissistic supply, as I mentioned before, is the praise, admiration, validation, honor, sense of significance that a narcissist is addicted to in order to regulate their negative emotions. So a religious context provides an easy platform for a narcissist because they could get access to a stage or a pulpit or a mic or some means to exert influence where they can gain all of that admiration and praise or a sense of superiority, where they can present themselves as godly or pious individuals or chosen by God or specially anointed, all of this to gain validation and attention from people. And like I mentioned, all of these things are a drug that a narcissist is addicted to, and it is what actually feeds them more than actually being in a relationship with God. But to the pure, all things are pure. So there are many people in church and religious contexts who are honest, good-hearted, who believe the best about others. And so they can be gullible to the narcissists around them who have disguised themselves as pious people for the sake of getting narcissistic supply. And this is truly an evil because a narcissist's pursuit of narcissistic supply comes at the cost of destroying and stepping on other people without any regard for their welfare. The second reason why narcissists love religion is because of the allure of control and power. Religion offers a structure of beliefs and practices that can be manipulated by narcissists to exert control over others. For example, a narcissist may twist and distort doctrines and scriptures to justify their authority and demand obedience from followers. They could create God in their own image, which a lot of them do, rather than follow and conform themselves to the God of the Bible. This kind of control feeds into the narcissist's need for domination and power. And it can get to a dangerous point where a religious narcissist replaces God with themselves, where they subtly, over time, position themselves as intermediaries between individuals and God. A narcissist might manipulate followers into believing that they alone possess the ability to interpret God's will or to speak on his behalf. A narcissist does this whether consciously or unconsciously to elevate themselves to a divine status in the eyes of their followers. And they may never say that they are doing this outright, because no person would ever accept a human saying that you have to worship them like a god. But a narcissist will certainly have structures and systems in place to make this a reality. And a follower or member of that religious context might not even realize what is happening until one day they notice that this narcissist has taken on an increasingly central role in their life and is dictating their decisions and their behaviors as if they were the ultimate authority. If you notice that you might be in a spiritual environment like this, or someone you love might be, and you're wondering if there's spiritual abuse going on or if it's a cult, I put together a checklist to help you assess that situation, and you can get access to it by clicking on the link in the description box below. It's a really good tool to help you identify if the religious context you're in is toxic or has turned into a cult. The third reason why narcissists love religion is because it serves as a camouflage for manipulation. Religious contexts serve as a perfect camouflage for narcissists to disguise their true intentions. These are places where it's easy for narcissists to cloak their behaviors and demands in spiritual language, where they can manipulate and exploit others while appearing righteous and virtuous at the same time. And what better setup could there be for a covert narcissist who can continue acting narcissistic while appearing like a saint in the process? There's no other place except churches and ministries and religious environments. The fourth reason why narcissists are drawn to religion is because of their ability to exploit certain teachings for personal gain. Many religious communities emphasize principles like forgiveness, redemption, giving a second chance, reconciling, turning the other cheek, submitting to authority, and narcissists exploit these teachings extensively. They may present themselves as repentant, as enlightened, or they could be demanding forgiveness and reconciliation from others while refusing to cultivate Christ-like virtues within themselves. So all this manipulation allows them to continue exploiting others behind this facade of being godly. The fifth reason why narcissists love religion is because it allows them to idolize their self-image. Narcissists often have an inflated sense of self-importance and believe that they are special or unique. So religion can offer a platform to reinforce this idealized self-image, where they can portray themselves as chosen by God, or having special spiritual gifts or insights or anointings. The sixth reason why narcissists love religion is because of the lack of accountability. Some denominations or churches or contexts might have more accountability than others, but narcissists tend to gravitate towards those religious contexts that don't have much or have very little. Many religious narcissists exploit religious settings because they perceive them to be environments where their behaviors are less likely to be questioned or challenged. So this lack of accountability allows them to continue their manipulative tactics without being questioned or challenged. The seventh reason why narcissists love religion is because it gives them a get out of jail free card from having to self-reflect. Narcissists typically struggle with self-awareness and introspection, so religion offers a way for them to avoid confronting their own wounds or trauma or shortcomings by focusing on outward religious performance or acquiring religious knowledge, all this outward stuff that they can focus on. It's like Jesus saying to the Pharisees, they're like these whitewashed tombs. They look beautiful beautiful and nice on the outside, but inside they're full of dead man's bones. The attraction to religion allows a narcissist to spiritually bypass themselves, where they can use all kinds of spiritual language like it's all washed by the blood, or things like that to avoid dealing with deeper unresolved trauma within themselves and getting healed from it. Because there is power in Christ for healing, but you have to do the work. The 8th reason why narcissists love religion is because it's easy for them to be entitled and to exploit people in these contexts. In religious settings, narcissists may feel entitled to special treatment or privileges due to their perceived spiritual status. They might exploit others' trust and vulnerability for their own personal gain and control. Narcissists may expect people to serve them like a slave, free of charge, for instance, because they believe that they have a godlike status. Or they might expect people to hand their wealth over to them or neglect their own families in order to put the narcissist first, all in the name of God. The 9th reason why narcissists love religion is because they can create a God in their own image. Narcissists are not interested in cultivating godly virtues within themselves, as I mentioned before. They would rather project their own traits onto God, viewing Him as judgmental, angry, or jealous, traits that resonate more with their narcissistic personality more than who God actually is. And this kind of behavior allows narcissists to maintain a sense of superiority and justification for their actions. The 10th reason why narcissists love religion is the facade of moral superiority. Religion provides narcissists with this platform to project a false sense of being moral or virtuous or godly. And they can create this facade by practicing all the religious rituals and portray themselves in a certain way in front of people like this upstanding citizen. But in reality, they could be practicing all kinds of dark deeds in private without people knowing, hiding their true intentions, all with this mask of piety. And so that can serve very well for many narcissists and to enable them to continue their dark practices in secret while people are believing that they are this godly, pious person. And that is actually a very hypocritical way to live. And Jesus actually condemned these kinds of practices because that is what the religious leaders were doing in biblical times. But many narcissists gravitate towards religious settings in order to be able to continue living out this hypocritical lifestyle. So understanding why narcissists are drawn to religion is really important in order to recognize and address the manipulation that can happen in churches and ministries. While many churches and ministries promote cultivating Christ-like qualities, sadly, those same places attract narcissists to them because of opportunities it presents for control and admiration and validation. But hopefully, by being aware of these dynamics, we can hopefully discern between genuine spiritual leaders and those who are using religion to drive their own ego-driven motives. Remember, Jesus warned against the false prophets. So hopefully, by applying these insights, we can navigate relationships in churches and ministries and operate with God's wisdom and discernment, where we can be as shrewd as a snake and as innocent as a dove. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already and you'd like to receive more content on navigating toxic relationships from a biblical, practical, and spiritual perspective. And remember, if you think you might be in a spiritual environment that is toxic or you know someone that is, I put together a checklist to help you assess your situation, to help you get more clarity about it. So you can get that in the description box below. And this brings me to the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.